China's gold strategy, the end of the US dollar empire. What if I told you the US dollar, the world's most powerful currency, is slowly being replaced, not by crypto, not by digital yuan, but by gold? China has been quietly buying up gold at a pace the world hasn't seen in decades. While most people are watching the stock market or Bitcoin, China is stacking tons of physical gold, and it's not just for decoration. This is a story about power, money, and the New World Order. Because if China succeeds, the age of the US dollar might finally come to an end. Narrator: since the end of World War II, the US dollar has been the king of global finance. Oil, trade, and debt, almost everything is priced in dollars. But that dominance gave America a unique advantage. It could print more money, run massive deficits, and still remain the center of global trust. For decades, this system, known as the petrodollar, made the US economy nearly untouchable. But lately, the cracks are showing. Part 2, the turning point. Narrator: when the US used sanctions to freeze Russian assets in 2022, it sent a clear message to the world. If you go against America, your dollar reserves are not safe. And that's when China took notes. Beijing realized that if the US can weaponize the dollar, then depending on it is a national security risk. So China began building an alternative system, one that doesn't rely on US currency at all. Step 1: gold. Part 3, China's silent gold rush. Narrator: according to official reports, China's central bank has been buying gold every single month since late 2022. But unofficially, analysts believe the real numbers are much higher, because much of this gold is bought off the books through state banks. China is now the largest producer and importer of gold in the world. Every ton they buy strengthens the yuan and weakens the dollar. Here's the strategy: gold is universal. It's not controlled by the US or any Western power. By backing trade deals or reserves with gold, China can make its currency more trustworthy globally, especially among countries tired of dollar dominance. Part 4, BRICS and the gold-backed currency plan. Narrator: in 2023, the BRICS alliance, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, announced plans for a new trade currency. Rumors spread fast. It could be backed by gold. Imagine this: oil sold in gold-backed yuan, not dollars. That would break the petrodollar system and shift global trade overnight. Already, several nations like Saudi Arabia, Iran, and the UAE have started using local currencies or yuan for energy deals. Slowly but surely, the world's biggest economies are beginning to de-dollarize. Part 5, why gold, not Bitcoin? You might ask, why not crypto? Well, China banned it. Gold, on the other hand, is tangible, ancient, and respected. It's the one asset central banks can trust because it can't be hacked, printed, or frozen. And China's move isn't about speculation, it's about control. By using gold as a base, China can stabilize its currency, attract global trade, and bypass US influence. Part 6, the endgame. Narrator: the real goal isn't to destroy the dollar overnight. It's to create a parallel system, one where China doesn't need America to survive. If the yuan, or a BRICS gold-backed currency, gains enough global trust, it could slowly replace the dollar in trade settlements. That's how the US loses its biggest advantage: the ability to print wealth and export inflation. And once that happens, global power shifts permanently. Narrator: the world's financial system is being rewritten, not in Washington or New York, but in Beijing. While most people chase short-term trends, China is quietly playing the longest game of all: a gold-backed future where the dollar is no longer king. The question is, when the gold dust settles, which currency will rule the world next?